Hi there, how are you all doing? Welcome to Maths Bridge. Thanks for joining with us in exploring web development. Having a web development skill set means equipped with full stack skills. Full stack means which includes both front end and back end. Front end at client side, back end at server side. We are now exploring front end technology is known as HTML. Okay, currently we are looking at HTML tags. Let's get into today's session. We are very happy and most exciting to inform you all my happy learners and first time visitors. Our Mathspace knowledge corpus is get growing day by day. Please do visit us our YouTube channel Mathspace www.youtube.com at Mathspace. Sure thing is some takeaway as far as knowledge concern. Okay. Please do subscribe the channel and support us. Please drop a message. We'll get back. Here is our today's learning agenda. HTML attributes. So far we have seen some of the HTML tags. Now we are talking about an attributes. Just to illustrate the how tags behavior can be enhanced. Okay, if you look at this recapping of like our example source code. So this is the docker type declaration as an HTML. HTML is a root tag, head is the one section which is also tag, and body is another part, and heading one, within which we have a meta tag, we have a title tag. These are the tags. HTML elements are represented in the form of HTML tags, correct? Now what we are talking about an attribute. If you wanted to provide additional information to the tag, additional information in the sense defining a property, a behavior of an element, enhancing a functionality or appearance on screen, right? So these attributes gonna help us. That's why HTML attributes defines a properties or behavior of an element, enhancing its functionality or appearance. Are you clear? Good. So we know that, right? When you talk about a HTML tags, we are talking about a starting of the tag, ending of the tag, like a title, starting of the tag, this one ending of the tag. You can also say anchor tag. A is the starting of the tag, this is the ending of the tag. So these HTML attributes we will have it in starting of the tag. That's what I'm saying. HTML elements are always included in the opening tag of an element. Opening means like a starting one. Do you see href equal to index.html? Means like anchor tag is associated with an attribute called href. This is called a name. This is the value which you assign to this name. That's why HTML attributes follow a name equal to value structure. Value means like enclosed with double quotes. Do you see? These are the double quotes, right? Inclusion. You can also see here characters are equal to UTF-8, name equal to viewpoint, content equal to width equal to device if any width, initial scale equal to 10. Do you really see this overall thing? You given enclosed with double quotes. This total thing is like a value to the content, right? Web browser can understand all these things, how to render on the page, right? You are just need to know that what is an attribute that you are going to give for that particular tag is what you should know. Clear? Are you clear about HTML attributes and how it is differentiate from HTML tags? That's beautiful. Got it. Key characteristics of HTML attributes. So if you can look at this screen where I have like a nav element with the anchor tags having attributes assigned to it. So let's see how. Okay, these attributes are case insensitive, meaning you can use uppercase, lowercase. There is no real differentiation, distinguish between lowercase letters or uppercase letters, you can use case insensitive meaning. Okay, next one, key value pairs. So I said that this is a key, this is a value, right? Name equal to value. So this follows like that, key value pair concept. The next one is a default values, meaning some attributes have a default values. If you not explicitly set that, then automatically it takes a default values, default attribute value to that particular tag that has its future. Okay, next thing is like a quoted value. So the values are in double quotes. Values should be enclosed in either in the single quote or double quote, right? So the unquoted value without space are also valid. If you have a spaces and all, then it's better to use like a double quotes. So these are the 4 key characteristics of HTML attributes: case insensitive, key value pair, default value, and quoted value. Let's look at now a global attributes. So what are the attributes we can consider as a global? Let's say that way. Okay, so dev is the starting of the dev, okay, and the dev is the ending of this tab. So within which we are defining like a welcome to MyThesBridge. So you see this one, id equal header, this is a key value pair, right? This is called an attribute, the attribute which we are giving for this tag. Within the dev tag, the one which we are displaying welcome to MyThesBridge, right? So id means like defines a unique identifier for an element. You can, using this id, you can actually define upper side different styles so that it will appear on the your web browser. That's an idea. So you can refer id to change these properties. That's the one way we are saying global attribute. Next one is like a class. Class means assigns one or more class names for styling or scripting. So class equal to highlight. This is a highlighted text. So if you define a style for this class, then those group will have that property. We will see more in when we are talking about CSS. Okay, so let's look at now this one. So let's, for instance, h1 style, you define style. What is style? Color equal to blue, font size 24, for which, for this text, styled heading MyThesBridge. So what we are doing is like you are defining a additional information to h1 so that it renders according to this property. Do you see now here which is different from other two, right? Because you have given additional information like a text should be a blue, font is 24, and the style is heading, right? Very good. So look at now this one, image equal to src equal to image ping, right? And alt sample image and a title value this much, and then you also define width and height of the image. So this is the starting of the tag, and then this has these many properties that you are defining to this image tag. Okay, if you don't find the image, this is what alt message will display. Otherwise, this is a title. The title means like when you put a mouse on the this picture, this is what actually displays. That's an idea of having this title within this image tag. Okay, and then you are also defining what is the width and height of the image that should display on your web browser. So you are defining using width and height attributes. Got it? So these are some of the global attributes examples. Attributes to anchor tag, which we have seen in the anchor tag. So let me recap one more time. So this is a anchor tag. This is the properties and attributes to the anchor tag. We are giving an absolute path as a href. In this case, means like you are pointing to a different web browser external link. You can say you are also defining a target value. Based out of that, you will say that whether it is going to open within the same web browser tab or the different tab. That's the kind of a properties that we are setting. So these are attributes to the anchor tag. Clear? Like we discussed, attributes to the image tag, we have seen that, right? This is the image tag, these are the attributes. Okay, this is a local file path, so this is a relative path. When you have this not having a full absolute path, probably you can presuming that the browser actually look for server is server path. Okay, and this is the title, this is alt, this is a width and height, which we have discussed just now. Input tag specifies the input type, right? Like a text, password, checkbox, and those kind of things, right? So means like it challenges user to actually enter something as an user input. If you look at these three inputs, this is how the your text look like. The first one is like a type equal to text, input type is a text, value message bridge, because I already given a value, it's a display message bridge. Second one, you see input equal text, but placeholders enter your name. So key value pair placeholder means like it is a gray out text. The minute you type it will retains the user input rather than actually the default one. If you look at a password, type is called password, then placeholder. This means when you declare a value as a password to the type, that means when user try enter into this text box, what happens is like you will see the stars because password, right? So user should not read it as a text. That's the kind of a property. But do you see now how browser has an knowledge enough to actually renders the information, process it, and then display on the console. This is how the attributes provides a additional behavior, additional characteristics to your HTML tags. Similarly, we can look at a style attribute, right? So this is the style attribute which we are giving to the h1, so that the h1 renders this text as per the definition, right? Heading and then style together applies on this text. So now this is how it displays on your web browser. Let me quickly run through demo. First case is like a global attributes. We spoke about these four cases. Let me open with like a live server. This is how it appears, right? So the main thing what we are discussing is like the text using heading 1 tag but adding a style to it. Style means like a color and font size. This one is image with fixed size. The minute you put your mouse onto picture, that you see the text got displayed. Okay, over text hello math space. These things can be managed using attribute tag for the image. So this is what we discussed, right? Adding a title to the image tag will whenever you hover on text, this is what you will see on the image. If you okay, next one, let's move on to event attribute. Here mainly I discussed about a button and on mouse over. These two things, how it actually appears, well, let's see. Open with the live server. Do you see I have two things? One is a button, other one is text. So text hover over me means when you put a mouse on this text, the color will change. Do you see? Are you ready? Great. So do you see this one? Change. Here the click me is a button. When you click the button, you will get a message. Button clicked. So these are kind of a events, right? The attributes that we defined for these event tags. Let me go back to next one. This we're done. So we have seen this attributes to the anchor, right? Anchor tag href is an attribute that we're giving as a full name. These things absolutely is straightforward. When you click on this on the same tab, it will take you to the target. Here you go. right? If you can go to the the videos, you will see all the videos which are available currently, but it is keep get growing, so feel free to visit all these videos. All right, so this is what I think we're discussing. So we have a 4 different target properties that we can add to my HTML tag, like a self, blank, parent, top. Let me go to image tag. Image tag, what we are discussing is that image size can be controlled using these properties. Let me run through this again. So got it. If I would actually remove them, let's say for instance I'm going to take these things out, but default what happens is like it will give you like complete web browser occupancy. Do you see the size? Wow, this is how it is. So the image size can be controlled using these 2 additional key value pair, width and height. That's the thing. Let's say if you don't find the image, let me put like a different name altogether. That means like that image file is not exist within the local. Then what it will display? Oh shit, something is missing. Sample image, alert message is what will display. Are you clear? Because this file is actually there in my folder. That's an idea. This is called a relative path, because whenever you look at the syntax something like this, that means source file should be exist inside the server, so it look for current folder. In other cases, like in the anchor tag, what happens is like this is like not a local, this is basically absolute link. So that means the target is like redirect to the different website. Okay, let's now look at a input tag. These are the input tags. So if I can open this one, these are things happens. This is a math space. This you can put it like let's say MBT, and then you enter some password. See how your attributes to the tag is actually changes the behavior on your web browser, right? So these things basically like help you to design better look and feel with all dynamic features and properties. The last one, style attribute adding to your element tag. So actually the text is so simple, but just adding this takes you to the different level. Great. See what happens like if you don't put it this one. If I don't put this one, we all know that it applies a simple text, right? But the same thing, if you revert back with this property, then the change you see is absolutely different. All right, this is how your attribute HTML attributes helps to give additional information to your HTML elements. Okay, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, click on bell icon and leave the comments. Happy learning. Thank you. Stay tuned to upcoming sessions.